Since November of 2007, Mass Effect has treated fans to a space epic like no other. An expansive lore stretched out over comic books, novels, and iPhone apps have all been leading up to this. Bringing 2 games worth of choices, decisions, and customized commanders, Mass Effect 3 has finally arrived. But does the highly anticipated game close out the trilogy with a bang, or a whimper?
Sorry, but your offspring have an allergy to dairy and...
The third installment picks up with the Reaper invasion of Earth. Commander Shepard is reinstated into the military and must now assemble every possible asset to retake Earth and stop the Reaper's cycle of eradication. The burden of becoming a glimmer of hope falls heavy on your character, and the sense of dread intensifies as each world falls to the Reapers. The theme of loss is kicked off right from the start, and passing by memorials or hearing cries of fallen soldiers never lessens the impact. It's an emotional story like no other, as characters you've come to know and love over the span of 2 titles stand at your side, with each one having the potential to fall. Devoted fans of the series that have been with their Shepard since the beginning will find themselves fully invested in every line of dialogue.
He was a soldier and a leader, one who made peace where he could. And it was a privilege to know him.
Empowering this space epic is top-notch production value. Even in war, Mass Effect 3 still manages to showcase some beauty, with some of the most incredible backdrops to grace a game. Detailed textures, vivid lighting, and an overall polish keep Mass Effect looking great, allowing you to overlook the occasional hiccup. Complementing the look is an original soundtrack, mixing electronic melodies with a movie-quality symphony to fuel your battles or accent a powerful conversation. Coupled with a perfect voice cast and satisfying sounds in everything from firing a weapon to the bass-inducing Reaper war cry, and Mass Effect 3 is downright marvelous to behold. Mass Effect 3 sets you out across the universe to gain war assets on various missions, switching between cover-based shootouts and the popular dialogue wheel conversations. Events have different outcomes depending on your Paragon or Renegade choices, and the sheer possibility of variables that is now 3 games in is impressive enough to warrant a few replays. Each recruitment nets you a war asset, and you soon find that even the slightest actions can boost your armada. With each new addition, you begin to see your army grow, and with it, your anticipation to see everything come together for the final assault.
You can stay here and let old wounds fester as Krogan have always done. Or you can fight the enemy you were born to destroy.
When not on missions, you'll be touring around your ship or the Citadel to engage in conversations and acquire side missions by eavesdropping on the overpopulated courtyards. Your crewmates will wander around the ship and even the Citadel itself, warranting a few visits to see what they have to say in different surroundings. Though there are only 2 new faces to the universe, including James Vega and the DLC character, the previous cast holds up well, and their interactions and emotional heart-to-hearts are worth a break in the action. The side missions acquired vary from well-thought-out operations to tacked-on fetch quests, with the bigger missions usually involving past acquaintances. The fetch quests involve planet scanning, which has been reworked to scan a remote area instead of individual planets. It's a great way to snag some additional assets and upgrades, but the simplicity soon grows tiresome, and the grocery list of items to retrieve counter that overall emphasis on quelling the Reaper threat quickly.
Holding sorrow. Our warriors are under siege, but your forces can rescue them.
Combat has seen little change, but it carries over well. Snapping into cover and ordering squad mates to attack certain enemies is easy to get the hang of, with enough complexity to lay out strategies. Calling up the ability wheel stops the combat, allowing you to issue commands and plan your next move, while common powers can be mapped to a simple button press. BioWare has even utilized the Kinect, which, despite its occasional misread, keeps you in the combat and out of the menus. The melee combat has also received a slight rework, offering new heavy melee options, or the ability to pull an enemy over cover for a one-hit kill. It's sufficient, but lacks the finesse of the cover shooting with its inability to melee targets knocked out on the ground right in front of you.
We're not your slaves.
New enemies add to variety in confrontations, with some tougher generals demanding a change in tactics. Cerberus Phantom troops close in for deadly melee strikes, smoke grenades shroud your field of view, and Reaper indoctrinated Rachni pummel you from afar with a barrage of missiles. Topping it all off are the Banshees, which apart from their piercing shriek, can teleport around and kill you in a single hit. The new enemies essentially drive you out of cover and force you to stay on the move, something the friendly AI is incapable of performing without assistance. There are occasional times when you'll run from a brute, while Garrus attempts to stay and inspect it with his sniper rifle.
Shepard, get that second hammer going!
There's a Reaper in my way, Rex!
I know, you get all the fun.
Your enemies may be bigger, but your arsenal has been outfitted with some minor tweaks. A slew of weaponry will be at your disposal, ranging from heavy-hitting pistols to burst-fire rifles, each with numerous attachments like scopes or bigger ammo clips. Weapons now have weight, and the more weapons you carry, the more time it takes to recharge your powers. This offset works well in freeing up the gun type you prefer, no matter the class. Armor can also be customized like before, with new pieces boosting certain stats, or complete suits for a full package. There's enough variety available to outfit your squad into your ideal deadly force.
Then introduced into the suit through an emergency induction port.
That's a straw, Tally.
New to the franchise is the addition of cooperative multiplayer. 4 players choose from the same classes offered in campaign and work to survive 10 waves of enemies, some with objectives that require eliminating specific targets or hacking various devices. Your efforts are rewarded with experience and credits to spend on enhancing your powers, modifying weaponry, and unlocking one of 3 packs that contain random characters or new weapons. While the item procurement adds an addictive element to the game, the multiplayer is simply a decent experience. The same waves of enemies soon grow stale, and if one player leaves the game, it does nothing to adjust the difficulty. There's an incentive to play to boost your military effectiveness in the single-player game, but once that's accomplished, you may soon find yourself diving right back into campaign.
Stand fast. Stand strong. Stand together. Hack it out.
Mass Effect 3 has a few minor issues here and there, and the controversial ending provides little closure to the series, but the compelling narrative and addictive gameplay overshadow those smaller dilemmas. It's a game that starts off strong and never lets up, with plenty of possibilities to play out that will bring fans back again and again. This lore-enriched world is hard to say goodbye to, but BioWare makes sure that the last goodbye is one filled with action, emotion, and complete satisfaction. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite game on the Citadel.
The females like to talk about it, then think about it, then talk about it some more.
Women have good ideas, Rex. You should listen.
Yeah, but they have so many of them. So sometimes I pretend to listen and... Well, let's just say Krogan females have tempers too.